Here is a video on how to create clay cacti. The word cacti is plural for cactus, and it is, I have these examples for my students, and they are different types of succulents or cacti. So you're going to use these as a reference to help you today, and I'm going to begin by showing you how to start. So you have a clay ball, you're going to stand up, and you're going to press down with the palm of your hand couple times. Not too hard. You don't want it to get too thin. This is probably a good thickness right here. It's about the width of a pencil or a paintbrush, depending on the size. You need a rolling pin. You're going to roll this to be a little flat. And you're going to take your finger and you're going to smooth that out. Now, you have to choose which one of these cactus you are interested in trying to draw, or these, or one from your head. But you have to imagine, if you're using these, that you can picture a simple shape around it. What would the simple shape be? Because you're going to have the shape of your clay cut out, and then you're going to draw the cactus inside of that shape. So you need to start by cutting your shape. So I'm going to do this one, the aloe. I'm going to draw a straight line across the bottom. And then I'm going to create this curve. Now, if you want to draw first, just to see if you get it right, you can press lightly, and if you like it, then you can go and press a little harder to cut that out. Take the scraps and roll it up into a ball. You don't need that. Smooth your edges. Now here, you're going to write your name. So I'm going to write my last name at the very, very bottom. And then you're going to flip it over. Now this side has probably some texture from your fabric that you're on, and you just got to smooth that out a little bit. And then you're going to take your paintbrush and you're going to start to paint. Now this is not regular paint. This is called underglaze. It's meant for clay. It's going to go in the kiln and get fired. So you get a generous amount on your clay. You want a thick coat of that, and you can double coat it. And try to make it, try to make it smooth. So I think I have enough. I don't need to do a double layer, okay? Now while that's sort of drying a little bit, I'm going to move that over, and with my scrap clay, I'm going to make another shape. So now this is obviously going to be smaller, so I'm going to stand up. Same thing. Press, roll, don't make it too skinny. Smooth it. Pick my shape, and for this one I'm just going to do, it's going to be small. So I'm just going to cut every shape needs a flat base, a flat bottom part. And then I'm going to go like this. I know it's small, but you're going to have to try to write your name. And you're going to flip it. Smooth around the edges where you cut. See all these little crumbs and stuff? All these jagged looking edges you can just smooth. You don't need any water for this. So I'm just smoothing. Then I can take my underglaze. Get a nice thick coat on there. Same process as I did with that other piece. Okay. And now this is too little. I'm not going to be able to do anything with that, so I'm just going to crumble this up and then put it where all the scrap clay goes in the art room, which is in a bag, and you'll be told where that is if you're in the art room. Okay. Now, ideally we want these to dry a little more, but I'm going to just keep on moving. So I am going to draw this type of cacti on my slab. So I'm going to take this tool, this wooden stylus tool, and you don't want to press too hard. And every time you lift, there's like this little bit of clay on there, and you got to wipe that off. Wipe it off. Every time this comes out of the clay, wipe, because if you don't, it's going to be sloppy lines. See how nice and neat my lines are? It's because I keep wiping. Every time I lift, I'm wiping. Don't wipe on the fabric, please. Just wipe in your hand, and you'll get to wash your hands later. Okay. And you know what? It doesn't look exactly like that, and it's totally fine. So here is where it's tempting to just keep on going. And you might get away with doing like maybe 2 shapes. But I'm going to just try and wipe as often as I possibly can. Because I want my lines to be neat. Okay, so that's pretty much it. And then when these dry, we're going to be painting the other side. And we're going to be putting these into a bowl that we're going to be making, filling it with sand, and then putting these in like their little cactus. So it's going to be great when it's all done. I hope you guys can work as independently as possible in the classroom. And if you're at home doing this, obviously you're not going to use underglaze and ceramic clay, but you can certainly buy air dry clay and have this be tempera paint, so that if you wanted to do this project at home, you could do that at home too. All right, enjoy.